first of all, have everyone seen the happy announcement from the royal family that Prince Harry is going to be getting married to Meghan Markle? And I have an announcement of my own, which is my successor is going to be Karen Pierce, the Director in Foreign Office, former Deputy Foreign Representative here, former Foreign Representative. Could you mention that to Afghanistan? And shall we start it? Tomorrow. I want to commend the Saudi authorities and others for a very successful Riyadh conference which brought together the key figures from the opposition. They came together creatively, constructively, and have formed a new negotiating committee to go into the Geneva talks, which is a welcome step, and we call on the Assad regime similarly to engage in the Geneva talks constructively and with a spirit of compromise in order to eventually get the transition that everyone in Syria needs. And there's all this diplomatic manoeuvring, but what really matters, we must remember the people of Syria. And for all the talk of de-escalation zones, there's not a lot of de-escalating going on. There's still a lot of suffering going on, and we particularly think today about the people in eastern Ghouta who continue to be besieged and attacked.
Ambassador, first of all, congratulations, and we will miss you. I want to ask you about the recent announcement from Damascus that the government delegation will postpone their arrival to Geneva. Do you have any comments about that?
Well, we call on them to turn up as invited and as directed by the UN, who are facilitating these talks. It's very important that they demonstrate that they are prepared to talk, they are prepared to work under the requirements of Resolution 2254 and get on with it, and that means turning up to Geneva.
Confirmation that they're not showing up?
I haven't.
Any comment, Ambassador, on expectations on the Libya meeting tomorrow regarding the slave trade? It's a story that's really affecting African psychology, if you will.
Well, this is a huge issue, and I think the Italian presidency were quite right to have already 3 meetings that touched on that issue one way or another, the one on human trafficking, the one on the security in the Mediterranean, and the one on Libya. But very good to have yet another one tomorrow, and we look forward to that and to be working with the Italian presidency, with the French who called the meeting, and with others. This is a huge issue, and we need to make sure that we stamp out modern slavery in all its forms, including human trafficking, including in Libya.
What council action are you expecting on that?
Tomorrow? Well, I think we'll be working with the countries that I mentioned and with others to see what we can do as a council to come together to demonstrate how significant an issue this is. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
An emergency session.
Can you just update us? What can we expect from the Council on that this week?
Well, it's an important session, and they have requested it. Italy gladly supported that proposal. Of course, there was a telephone call between our foreign minister Alfano and Le Drian yesterday, Saturday rather, and they together, of course, agreed to hold this meeting. It's of course focused a lot on the recent news on the slaves in Libya, so it's going to be a very important issue to discuss. Of course, we have, as presidency, already talked about Libya in a number of occasions in November. We have brought the attention, the political track with Ghassan Salameh. Even the trafficking open debate on last Tuesday was, of course, an occasion for us to talk about that. We adopted a resolution, which is, in our view, an important step forward to address this very important matter, not only in Libya, by the way. Trafficking and slavery is a reality, unfortunately, in many, many parts of the world. But we welcome this initiative by the French. We support it, and as presidency, we look forward to tomorrow briefing. We don't know yet the briefer. There should be somebody from the UNHCR, maybe IOM. We will see, and it will be tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the chamber.
Any more efforts during your presidency on GEM?
We will continue to examine we have 4 days left and a very, very heavy agenda these days. I'm sure on the Council we continue to see if there is any initiative that can be taken to keep the mechanism, accountability mechanisms for chemical weapons attacks in Syria alive. For the moment, not in the next few hours, but we will continue to talk among ourselves to see how we can do that, yes.
Ambassador, there are reports coming out of Syria that the Syrian delegation is going to postpone their arrival. Any reaction to that?
This I didn't have this information yet, so we'll see. But I'm sure that, you know, de Mistura will certainly give some update on that, if there is any update on that.
Ambassador,
shortly in
would you
the chamber.
be concerned if that happened? Apparently, the reports say that the Syrian government is not happy with the Rio declaration, how it includes some preconditions according to them.
Well, you know, I think it will be up to the Staffan de Mistura to explain to us how he can handle that. Of course, the presence of all the, you know, the parties, all the meaningful actors is crucial, and so we will try to encourage, you know, even, you know, any delegation that can help that, we will have to do that. And as Council, if possible, we'll encourage the presence tomorrow in Geneva of all relevant parties to the talks. Okay? All right. See you tomorrow.